of the most tremendous racing experiences in Asia. The Hong Kong Jockey Club, one of the great establishments of Hong Kong. As the match is kicked off and underway by the Devil's Advocate Silver Dragons as they take on the UBB Gavekal team. And straight away, UBB Gavekal onto the front foot and pretty keen to keep on trucking. Is Seb Alfonsi, the favourite of the football club, pushes off a couple of tackles and we're all done there. Big Seb's under the scoreboard.
First points on board this match.
It's as easy as that, ain't it, mate? Great little start. What are we? 20, 30 seconds into the game, so.
I don't think they've had a big turnaround, have they, the Silver Dragons? It wasn't long ago that I think we saw them on there, and I know that the UBB Gavekal team have had a fairly good rest today.
That's the thing, mate. Third game of the day again. Its legs are starting to seize up and getting a bit tired, and we'll see how they last going into this last 20 minutes.
Seb Alfonsi, a well-known character in the Hong Kong Premier scene, and he's a very delightful man as well, and he's got some good wheels. He knows how to finish tries as the Devil's Advocate Silver Dragons decided to stretch the ball down range. And see if they can just play for a bit of territory. UBB Gavekal down there with and his chip and chases in space and tries to challenge the Silver Dragon player, but ultimately now the Silver Dragons have got the ball and now they're advancing their attack up and into the 22 of UBB Gavekal as they have to stand back and watch, and now they deliver the Silver Dragons. So a good charge by the Devil's Advocate Silver Dragons. They look and show and bring it back towards the close track, and they're just looking for someone to punch them a wee bit close to the line, maybe get it a wee bit further through as UBB Gavekal starting to gather their defence a wee bit more. And the likes of Andrew Kelly forcing the issue. Then nice and tight for the team in maroon. Now the Silver Dragons with a few posted up on the short side. That ever tricky bounce pass one more time. And it comes back. So the Silver Dragons still pretty keen to keep it in the close channels. No one wants to be, oh, it looks like they're full of running, to be honest. And UBB Gavekal could be quite happy just to let them play it out like this. Now they try and stretch them out a wee bit further, but Gavekal's there to shut down that option as well. They look on, and Gavekal pretty happy, although the Silver Dragons, they've obviously got a fairly, look at that, that's some powerful stuff through Andrew Kelly there. He grabs and drives the ball carrier back with the ball and all. And so Gavekal get over and make another tackle, and they've had to defend a few phases here. And the referee's blowing them up and sending them back, and may not have been back to 10, but it's the Silver Dragons who just after applying, well, how much pressure do they throw in? There was a good stint of maybe 8 or 9 phases there, Tamo.
Mate, and they've just gone pretty much route one straight up the middle, haven't they? There'll be no pass and there'll be no nothing else. So, you know, it pays off. And again, you know, you look at Gavekal, they're going pretty hard at the breakdown again. You know, you can see them throwing 3-4, trying to turn that ball over, slide down. It's always going to, you know, when you're under the pump and you're putting a couple in there and you don't get that turnover, it's always going to be tough.
7-all the score as the conversion attempt is.
And the conversion is successful. That levels the score. UBB Gavekal 7.
Gavekal 7. Devil's Advocate Silver Dragons 7. The Silver Dragons with the kickoff. There's 4 minutes, and they would have dropped a fair bit of gas in the tank for that try, though, the Silver Dragons. And let's see what it's done to their legs early. They'll bring it up off the close channel to the sideline, and now they move it through Angus Cameron. He spreads it wide, and they find some space out wide. They're trying to set up the runners, and Angus Cameron, I don't think anyone will get near him as he's calmly takes one deep down under the sticks and turns around and dops it down. Angus Cameron. Very classy playmaker for the Hong Kong Cricket Club this season, and the player of the tournament for the country of origin for New Zealand after they won it.
of the SRFC.
And so Angus Cameron calmly converts it. 14-7 the score.
I think that's where they'll get caught out, you know, trying to defend against these boys in a couple of phases, and the hole opens up, and Gus and those boys are always going to trail on that inside, and, you know, nice little inside ball and straight under the sticks. So moral of the story, mate, try to keep the ball.
Toby Fenn up there harassing there. The shocker blonde here, you can see wearing number 9, and he'll be hassling people all day. That's just the way he plays rugby union. As the referee blows a penalty for not rolling away. And he's a real tyro of a loose forward as Toby Fenn. He's played his way into national reckoning for Hong Kong.
No, he's good. He's just come qualified now, so he's in the mix there for the Asian Championship coming up against Japan and Korea. And, you know, it's good we got Matt Lam in there, so it's good to put a bit of pressure in that forward trio, and he's kind of brings a different dimension too, and he's pretty much of a workhorse, and he's 100 miles an hour, and that's about it, mate. Try calm him down and you've got no hope. So
well, he's played well. He's played above himself all season. He hits well above his weight, Toby Fenn.
No, he's a top man. I coached him, and he went to Nottingham Uni, and I was out there, and I was there coaching, so he come through 3-4 years with me at uni, so I know him pretty well. But he's playing some really good footy at the moment, so pretty happy with him.
So the Devil's Advocate Silver Dragons take the ball out and bring it up towards the halfway. Same way play, they've got it, but Gavekal's there, and Angus Cameron affects the tackle and goes for the ball as well, and turns it over and gets it away to Toby Fenn. And now they try and spread it, Gavekal. See if they can't find their wheels out wide. And the wheels out wide, decide to bring it back towards the middle of the field. And why wouldn't you? And Big Dane Jans comes straggling up the fat man's track. Now they lay it in. That's slow ball though for Gavekal. They won't be happy with that. They may have even turned that over, the Dragons, and it looks like the referee is going to pull someone out for a brief conversation about the legality of life and the meaning of it. And he decides to dismiss Jean-Baptiste Berez. You can take a bit of time to reflect upon the way you think about the game, according to the referee, but just enough to put your teammates under pressure. Gavekal down to 9 men now. As the kick doesn't find touch, and look out, here we go. And they try and break out, and they may break out as Alfonsi sets away the man on the outside, Thomas Sukays. And it's a try to Gavekal when they go down 1 man, and they come back with a try, and the Silver Dragons could be out on their feet here by the look of them.
I think they're tired, and again it comes down to that bench, isn't it? You know, you look over their bench, and I think they've only got 2 on there now, so 2-3 boys on there. So yeah, it could be a long couple of minutes of this half, and then another 10 minutes to go. So
well, top play by Angus Cameron there. He made the tackle. He was the 1 man in the ruck. He went back in, he got the ball, and he's done everything right to give his team the advantage at the breakdown. So you can't argue with that. When your playmaker's in there turning the ball over for you, he's having a good day.
He's a little nugget over the ball as well, mate. So when you got, like you say, when you're number 10 that likes to get his head in some dark places, it's I kind of like those guys. So,
yeah, well, I'm a big fan of them as well.
I agree.
You don't meet a lot of them. And so the restart claimed pretty securely by the Silver Dragons, and you don't really need to see that as a forward or a back or even the sponsor. He's fairly unappreciative of that one. It happens though from time to time. Gravity affects everybody's game, and so does counting as 2 balls come back onto the field at once.
I think he just wanted to slow the game down, mate. He knocked it on and just kicked it down 50 metres, so it took a minute and a half out of the game. So he ain't too clever.
Well, the all-knowing and not very cynical mind of Craig Hammond, ladies and gentlemen. It's always incredibly entertaining to sit down and hear the insightfulness of someone that's not bitter. The scrum set for Gavekal is pretty much in the middle of the track, and they've stacked with the short side, so you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know where this is going to go. Cameron takes it to the line. They flow it out, and they've got to have numbers. They'll have big numbers out there if they can make those passes stick. And they'll just run at them, and they've run over them, and they'll keep on trucking, I suspect. There may be Thomas Lamberley there. Short side, they take it again, Cameron. They're trying to overload them as they go the same way play, and there might be a try. And he's called that, held up. Well, he's called time. He's going down to the AR.
Timo. Over here, mate, ask us.
And I'll ask you, and we'll take a poll. As Malcolm Pratt comes in, he says no try, it's held up, we'll go back to 5. Well, bit of a set sequence there, I think. Yeah, mate.
Well, you're thinking odds on to score there. Good defence there from Devils.
19 points to 7. And UBB Gavekal lead the Devil's Advocate Silver Dragons. 10 minutes up on the clock, so we're in injury time already in the first half. As we watch a 9-man Gavekal taking on the Silver Dragons brought to you by the Devil's Advocate. You'd want to move that. Cameron, they decide to go wide. The grubber out wide. He might have to hit and spin this one. He doesn't. He just runs it back in. The lay off, the skip pass, and well,
again, old Gus.
Gus just shown good vision, good skill.
They keep the ball alive, don't they? They love to offload, and it's good to watch. Great to watch.
SRFC 7.
So, delightful play. They never panicked. They just knew if they kept the ball alive and kept it trucking, they'd find the space. And eventually they did. The final pass from Angus Cameron as he lines up. But, well, it went between the pace. 24 points to 7, UBB Gavekal leading over the Devil's Advocate Silver Dragons. And for Gavekal, that's a strong half. That's a strong showing late in the day, Hamo.
I think, like I said, they lost their last couple, so they're pretty frustrated. So they wanted to put it on today and have a bit of a performance. So I'm sure the coaches, the Fats and Mikey Diamond and those guys will be pretty happy with this performance so far. So, and I think it could be close to 50 maybe at the end of this next 10 minutes if they turn it on.
Well, they've got every chance, and they've got some genuine skills. The music helps people rock the night away over in the stands. Public entrance free tonight here at the Hong Kong Football Club for the opening night of the GFI Tens. There's the Stockholm supporters. Get their flags out. Good chance to share a beer, share a drink, share a laugh.
Leading 24 over SRFC 7.
As we go back to vision now of the second half, and UBB Gavekal to start the game off through Chris Kapetsky. Slap down and work back for the Devil's Advocate Silver Dragons. They're trailing. Well, they've got 7 points on the board. Speculator over the top is covered off by Seb Alfonsi. He keeps on his feet. The ball spits out the back, and now Angus Cameron looks. Ned Kelly goes even wider. Thomas Lamberley with the ball in hand now. And he's a tricky figure to take down. He's wrapped up nicely, though. The ball goes into touch through his legs. And UB Gavekal, it didn't take them too long to take 25 metres, 30 metres off.
It's just the, I think, every time they make the line break, it's from a turnover in it. They just mindset of once they turn that ball over, or the opposition turn that ball over, it just gets shifted straight away. So it's good to see.
So they go wide. It's well claimed, though, by their Silver Dragons. They skip it out even further. Trying their best to break the line. And now Gavekal bring it round the corner, around the mountain she comes, and here we go. Ball back on the inside. It might have been knocked down. They'll call the penalty for that. They'll get the penalty for it too. A deliberate knockdown. Gavekal keen to take it off the spot. They go high, wide and handsome over the top. If it bounces nicely, they'll score the try, and Seb Alfonsi comes in for his double. Over there in the dark corner.
He's been good, Sev, isn't he? He's been popping up in the right spots and doing his job out on that wing. So,
well, you've got the Angus Cameron, and then when he goes, you've got the delightful vision of Chris Capezzi coming in, and if you're playing wide of those boys, you're always going to benefit. Capezzi's kick is unsuccessful. They move it out to 29 points to 7. A generous 22-point lead now to UBB Gavekal. Gavekal lead off. The clock ticks up to 2.5 minutes. As the ball lost backwards according to the referee, and looking for a way through Jason Long. He takes it forward. Now they break out. Kapetsky finds a runner back on the inside. Andrew Kelly, and it's Baptiste Barres, and just hands gets him through there at the end of the day is Benjamin Davey. Ben Davey gets over and scores one for UBB Gavekal. It's just, I think we're looking at an overloaded team at the moment now, mate.
oh mate, they're just starting to throw it around a bit now. Defences, you know, they're getting tired out there. Devils and they're just finding Gavekal's finding a lot of holes out there. So you know they're still throwing around, which is good. They know once they get past that first line, they're home and hosed really. So.
So 36 points to 7 as Gavekal clear out, and there's the successful conversion to take them away.
That's UBB Gavekal 36, SRFC 7.
Kick-off well claimed by the Devil's Advocate Silver Dragons, and oh, they showed some great skill here as they charge off down the line. And according to the referee, that was out.
Unlucky.
Well, that was one to look forward to, just quietly. I thought they might have broken out and gone free there. Some forwards leading the interchange, and they had to play there. Unfortunately, out. Dane Jans, hooker. The abrasive, strong South African. New to the Hong Kong scene this year, but he's a cherry fellow off the pack, and he's a man that loves to get his head right in the mix when he gets. And he's brought a fairly stiff dimension to that valley pack of his, and he enjoys the tight stuff.
No, he's a strong bugger as well. Very strong scrummager, so got a lot of respect this year.
Gavekal now sniffing around out wide. Finally the ball peeled away from them by the Devil's Advocate, and in return the ball peeled away from him. So it's give it to you, give it to me call, and Gavekal player still down on the ground. Probably a bit hurt that he had the ball taken off him just quietly as Cameron moves the ball on, and they move it one more time, and Dane Jans, he would have the eyes wide open because I'm pretty sure he had the foot flat to the floor. As the ball goes out, and it's continued to play on as the call for Gavekal as Lumberley looks for someone to lay it off to, and it's Toby Fenn. He picks up and goes on with it. Barres. Now Fenn, he unloads. Cameron Jinks dives one, and eventually dots it down. Possibly not the most glamorous way to score a try for Angus Cameron. He usually does things a lot nicer, but gee, he was tidy off those toes, wasn't he?
Shows a bit of gas, and he nothing on at all, and a little bit of
And the conversion
Bit of hot feet there, and slips over on the try line, but still looks pretty good.
43 points. There's Angus Cameron. He's putting on a good show here for the UBB Gavekal side. Another fresh import to the Hong Kong scene this year, proving to be well worth the time and investment for his club, the Hong Kong Cricket Club. As Kopetsky's restart is taken down, 7 minutes, ticks over in the second half. The Silver Dragons do their best to hang on and stem the flow for this UBB Gavekal side. Proven to be pretty strong, pretty powerful. And they eventually forced it into touch on the other side of the ground. A penalty has been issued against Gavekal though, and the Devil's Advocate Silver Dragons will look to dispatch this one down the track. Silver Dragons line out. It's a tap off the top, but it's untidy. Lost forward. They come back to Jason Long. The referee decides to take it back for a scrum restart.
It's just losing its shape a little bit, isn't it? Boys getting a little bit tired, so.
Well, it's important to just keep your accuracy. And as we saw the French development team do.
Toby Fenn out there on the wing, so must have a few niggles.
As we saw the French development team do earlier, they just kept some nice structure together and the game fell into their hands. And so they do move it wide from the phase, and it's Ben Davey decides to put the foot on the ball. So he does what he can. Yeah, that could be a penalty as well, eh? Well. Ball kicked down range and it's not out. Cross comes Kopetsky. Rounding off him is Sokays. Sokays gets up to speed now as he brings it up towards the line. He drifts across, finds a little bit of space, and lets that one go forward. And he's run a long way for not a lot of value, to be honest. As
30 seconds remaining in this match.
Only half a minute
43 over SRFC.
is available to the teams in this match, and the UBB Gavekal side have this one well in control at 43 points to 7 over the Devil's Advocate Silver Dragons. The Silver Dragon feed, it comes out. It's taken away though by Gavekal, and they go through their hands, and Fenn runs up on the outside, and now he puts the head down and the shocker blind here, and he's done all he needs to do, and he trots one in out wide, Toby Fenn.
Not bad for a flanker, is he, mate? So did well. Good little finish there. So
It's timed his run onto the ball beautifully here, and he's only working with I guess limited resources in terms of speed, but he's made the absolute most of it there, and great stuff to see.